Hello, Tashidile. Uh, Today I am going to discuss about the new topic. So I have been busy for last few days, and I was not able to make any presentations over the last couple of days. So today I'm going to uh, discuss about the new topics, and today I'm going to speak about the Buddhist theory of cause and effect. So, what is cause? What is the meaning of cause? Uh, Cause is something that produces its effect. And if you look at the concept of cause, there is two ways of making classifications on the topic of cause. First two is uh, direct cost and indirect cost, and second two is substantial cause and cooperative conditions. So, what is direct cause and what is indirect cause? Direct cause is no, the meaning of direct cause is the direct producer of its effect, and indirect cause is the indirect producer of its effects. So if I share you an example like a firewood, fire, and smoke. Firewood is the direct cause of fire, and firewood is indirect cause of smoke. So if you look at the firewood and smoke, there is something in between, and that is fire. So therefore, firewood is indirect cause of smoke because fire is in between the firewood and smoke. So therefore, one could say firewood is indirect cause of smoke. Oh. So if we look at the substantial cause, so what is the meaning of substantial cause? There are, two ways of giving definitions. The first definition is the principal producer of its substantial effect within its own substantial continuum. And another definition is, you know, uh, something that primarily produces the essential nature of its effect as opposed to the attributes of the effect. So this is the another meaning of substantial cause, and the meaning of cooperative condition is something that is primarily produces its cooperative effects outside its own substantial continuum, or one could say that something that primarily produces the attributes as opposed to the essential nature of the effect. So these are the two ways of giving definition of uh, on the topic of the cooperative conditions. So if I give you an example of substantial cause and cooperative condition, soil, water, manure, heat. So these are the things, they are the common cause of both, barley sprout and rice sprout. And if you look at the barley seed and rice seed, barley seed is only the cause of barley sprout, and rice seed is the only the cause of you know uh, rice sprout. Barley seed cannot be the cause of rice sprout, and rice seed cannot be the cause of barley sprout. So soil, water, manure, heat, they can be the cause uh, for both sides. They can be the cause, they can be the common cause of both barley sprout and rice sprout. So they helps barley seed to gradually transform into the barley sprout, and they also help rice seed gradually transform into the rice sprout. So one could say that barley seed is the substantial cause of barley sprout, and rice seed is the substantial cause of rice sprout. So if you look at the concept of substantial cause and cooperative conditions, they are very important to understand the Buddhist theory of consciousness, and also they are very important to understand the Buddhist theory of existing the previous life and the next life. Um, so, if you look at ourselves, we have our body and consciousness. Our body has its own substantial cause, and our body comes from yesterday's body, and yesterday's body comes from the infant baby's body, and infant baby bodies come from the baby who was born in the mother's wombs. So if you go uh, further more, then you can see that our body comes from parents sperms and eggs. If you look at our consciousness also has its own substantial cause, and our consciousness that experiencing right now in my heart, in your heart, our heart, it comes from yesterday's consciousness, and yesterday's consciousness come from the consciousness of infants, new baby born, and also it comes from uh, the baby who was born in the mother's womb. And if you look at the first moment of our consciousness, if you look at the first moment of consciousness in our life, that must have its own substantial cause, and it must come from the preceding moment of consciousness. So through that way, Buddhist ancient Buddhist masters, Nalanda masters, they are giving a rational explanation to prove there is the existing of previous life. If we accept the existing of previous life, then it is very simple to accept the existing of next life. You know, so there is another, Nalanda Masters, and his name is Baba Viveka, and he has given another uh, uh, argument. He he has stated that there is a pre-existence of habitual instinct. If you look at ourselves, if you look at the baby of cow, the calf uh, immediately, when calf was born, immediately nobody has thought, nobody has thought, but immediately uh, calf knows how to suck the mother's breast, and how to suck the milk. There is a innate knowledge there. So this kind of knowledge is the pre-existence of habitual instinct. you know so through that way, if you look at ourselves, in our life, we cheat other people, we bully other people. So these kind of things, nobody has taught us. Our parent did not teach us. Our school did not teach us. Our teacher did not teach us. We have learned this by ourselves. And this is the pre-existence of uh, habitual instincts. So through that way, Baba Viveka tried to prove there is the existence of previous life, like that. So if we understand the Buddhist theory of substantial cause and cooperative conditions, if we uh, study about the Buddhist theory of cause and effect, it will definitely help us to uh, 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 see the things, see the reality in our life. When something happens to us, when we get problem, and immediately uh, uh, we just become like a paralyzed. We are not able to do anything. If we observe ourselves, when we look at our problem, then we can see there are so many factors, and among them we can see the substantial cause and cooperative conditions. If we find out the substantial cause, then we will definitely find the solution, how to get rid of our problem. If we remove the substantial cause, then our problem will be disappeared by itself. So in our daily life, when we have any kind of problem, sometimes we don't try to observe it. We don't try to see it from wider perspective, and we become completely paralyzed, and we are very shocked by ourselves, and then we do not able to find out any solutions. So if we learn about the Buddhist theory of cause and conditions, cause and effect, then we will, it really helps us to see from the wider perspective. you know then it really helps us to um, find out the solutions, and then we will definitely remove our own problem. So these study of uh, study on the topic of cause and effects is very helpful to us. Thank you. That's all. I forgot to say something. If you have any question, then please send me an email. And if you are using the WhatsApp, then please uh, send me your question. You can ask me your questions on this number. And if you are watching my YouTube channel, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. That's all. And if you really feel that whatever I have been taught is helpful to you, then please, if you really think that it is good, then please share uh, those videos as much as you can to those people who are truly interested to learn something about the Buddhist uh, basic science, epistemology, philosophy as well. Thank you. Thank you.